What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? So you guys really enjoyed my reaction to the 2015 player comparison video that I dropped yesterday. So I'm going to try to find a lot of videos like this. Today we're going to be reacting to NBA draft analysts for the last 10 MVP winners. So or analysts analyzing the players when they got drafted that ended up being MVP. So I'm not sure yet if it's like the last 10 MVP winners in its own right. Like, are we going to see just Giannis and like, since he won 2, he's going to count as 2 in the 10, or it's 10 different players? Like, if I'm trying to name the last 10 MVPs, you would what? Have Giannis, Harden, Westbrook, Curry, LeBron, KD, Rose, who won it in 20? I'm guessing it's like Kobe, Dirk, Duncan, one of those guys ends up rounding it out. So, we're going to be reacting to this video. Like always, I will leave a link to the video in the description below. Shout out to this guy, and to clear up 2 things from yesterday's video. I accidentally said that I was 10 years old during the 2015 draft. Yeah, that's not true. I believe 15. I do say some dumb stuff sometimes, and I don't know why I said I was 10 years old. So a lot of you guys clown me in the comments for that. And second, a couple people mentioned, why don't I use the green screen since I have a green screen? When I react to YouTube videos, I get kind of copyrighted, and then I gotta go through the whole thing that it's fair use, and then it takes like a month to get resolved. So that mainly happened in the Colin Cowherd video. I'm guessing that's just Fox in its own right, and I'm sure, let me see who made this video. Like, shout out to Bowling and Talking. I doubt he would actually copyright me, and he would realize that this was a reaction video, but sometimes I just want to play it safe, but maybe I'll just do it for the next one. Because, yeah, literally every Colin Cowherd video reaction I have done, it's gotten copyrighted, and I've had to go through the whole claim process, which is annoying, but that's just why I just wanted to clear that up. Let's get into the reaction. So I wonder who it's going to be. Is it Billis, Simmons, or Jalen Rose we'll be talking? Might be different.
Would fit that mold. An 18-year-old player, has some size, loves Kevin Durant. Fran Fraschilla here in Antetokounmpo. What we have, Reese, is the youngest player in the draft and the most mysterious.
So this is Fran Fraschilla. I'm pretty sure he coached like Manhattan and some other school, and he's like the ESPN's a college basketball guy, one of their people guys.
Did not leave the country of Greece until 3 weeks ago when he played in a tournament in Italy. And he was fortunate because at that tournament, all 30 NBA teams could see him and not worry about the YouTube videos. He's got a Kevin Durant body. He handles the ball like a point forward. He's got a
kind of right
feel for the game, and he's a great kid.
I mean, like, that is definitely transitioned to his game nowadays. Like, he's a great ball handler for somebody his size.
Motor. But this is a pick that is certainly going to be a future pick. Think of this young man, Milwaukee Buck fans, as a McDonald's All-American that needs a development program. We're looking down the road, but a great talent with a great feel for the game. Can you put him in an NBA game right now? You probably cannot. But in the long-term picture, this kid has as much upside as most anybody in this draft. Handles the ball well, a willing passer, and a young man that I think is going to get better and better. John Hammond and the Bucks have got to have a good development plan for this young man because he's going to need some strength, some development in terms of a player, but they've got a guy for the future. A lot of teams liked him. Who was going to take him first? Milwaukee at 15. And Antetokounmpo was the guy who has no interest in being stashed, and given what we just talked about with the Bucks, they're not going to do that. You're going to have to put him in an NBA game, aren't they?
I studied him extensively on YouTube, and I thought he looked like a Greek Paul George. Now, he was going against an 8th grade CYO team, but I was still really
It's weird just seeing Bill Simmons on the draft night on ESPN.
Impressed by some of the stuff he was doing. And he's got giant hands. He grew 3 inches in the last, 12 months. Fran said if he was like a high school All-American, he would have been one of the top 5 guys coming into college. I like the pick. Unfortunately for Milwaukee, that's a reset button. Now they're rebuilding.
Fair enough. Yeah, like, this was obviously a project pick. Giannis wasn't really particularly good in his first couple of years, and he was a developmental player, which we all expected. And, hey, you're patient with him. You have a good development staff on him, a good player development staff, just building around him and actually having patience with the kid. It could pan out, so Milwaukee did great, and Fran Fischel and Bill Simmons, they said good things about Giannis.
But also in a market like Milwaukee, you must draft well or trade for players while they're already under contract, because normally they don't attract free agents and they don't normally overpay to get free agents.
Like Indiana.
These are the type of picks that you hope work out if you're a Bucks fan.
How do you develop them? Do you put them down in the D-League, or do you keep them on the big roster and play them?
You got to keep them on the big roster at this point. Allow them to work with your guys on a daily basis, practice with your team, travel with your team, get used to the NBA experience.
And Jalen has the key point here. His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Jalen says he's going to be called Bo. That's what his teammates will call him. He can get rid of all the other letters.
Absolutely.
Bo from now on.
Absolutely. Get those bags, Bo.
Yeah.
It might even work better than Giannis. It's one fewer syllable. Now the Celtics.
So they actually did pretty well on the Giannis takes. We'll see what Harden is. He went, he went third in the 2009 draft? I think he went third. So we'll see what they said about him. So I don't know, if it's going to be, I don't know. We already went through 3 out of the 9 minutes in this video. So I think it's just going to be like the last 10 MVPs, pretty much from the 2010s. So obviously there's some duplicates there.
Maybe a bit of a surprise, at least to the crowd here at WAMU Theater at Madison Square Garden. But the Thunder, they liked James Harden all along. They considered him...
Who is this? Is this, oh my God. I can't remember.
The most polished player in the draft. The sophomore guard from Arizona State. He was a first-team AP All-American.
I think it's Stan Verrett. I had to look it up, but I think it's Stan Verrett.
This guy has battled asthma
Because him and
since
Neil
he
Everett,
was
I
a
get their names
child.
mixed up.
Not a whole lot of people know about him, Jay Billis, but what does he give you?
Well, he's a
I don't know.
lefty,
I could be
Stu, and he's an
wrong.
all-around solid player. He's
Or it could be Stuart Scott. Oh my God, I don't know. I'm losing my mind here. Why don't I just get back to the Harden analyst?
very physical. He seeks out contact when he drives into the lane, and he simply knows how to play. I think a lot of people thought he could be like a Brandon Roy type player in this draft.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very good off the bounce. He's
Interesting
efficient
comp.
with his offensive possessions, and he's
I like
a good
it.
driver. And he can get to the free throw line. He doesn't force things. He's a decent shooter, but a little bit limited. I think he can improve his mid-range game and his pull-up game, and he can also improve his handle. He didn't finish up the season particularly well.
Also, wait, just shout out to Johan Santana for the Mets at the bottom.
His pull-up game, and he can
pretty sure
also
that'll be
improve his
Francisco
handle. He
Rodriguez
didn't
after.
finish up the
I don't know
season
why I just wanted to
particularly
look at
well,
that.
but I think he's got an awful lot of potential. He puts his head down and he goes to work every day in practice. He has been well coached by Herb Sendek. I think that James Harden is going to be a very good player. It's not a shock to see him go to Oklahoma City. We talked about, Sam Presti valuing all-around good players, and this
Must
guy is
improve
an
the
all-around.
mid-range jumper. Yeah, he's not much of a mid-range shooter nowadays, but obviously it doesn't matter for Harden because he can put up 37 a night without it.
Solid player.
Guys, you guys talked about the youth, but Jeff, you also like the talent that Oklahoma City has. Can a lot of young talent hurt or help for the immediate future?
Well, I think what they can do is they play together, and then it gives Sam Presti the ability
Okay,
to
so that's definitely
evaluate
Stuart Scott
what
on the
they
right.
need to do in future years.
tell if
You
that's
can trade some of
Denver
those
right in
guys
the middle.
to plug in some holes. So I don't think it's wrong when you're building to try to play all young players as long as they have high basketball IQ and high basketball character.
And the reason why I like it is because they have guys
Oh, no,
that
it's
love
not
to
as
play
much,
the game of basketball. You watch them in the offseason, they play together, they work hard. Quality guys, young talent doesn't matter.
All right, let's take a look at
All right, so that was Harden's analysis. Nothing too bad. No one's kind of hit on the pick. Westbrook went, what did he go, 5th in the 2008 draft? No, 3rd, 2nd? Wait, when did he? No, he didn't go 2nd. Michael Beasley went 2nd. I think Love or OJ Mayo. He might have went 4th. I think he went 4th, actually. That's my
Westbrook
bad.
from
Yep,
UCLA.
that was 4th.
In my opinion, at the point guard position, he's the best defensive guard in this draft. He's
Okay.
a guy that can pick up full court
with
defensively,
Rose in
really
the
change
draft
the
as
game
well.
on both ends of the floor. From an offensive standpoint, he can run the point guard position. He can get into the middle, distribute the basketball. He has great size and athleticism to finish inside the lane. The one area that he's definitely going to have to work on is outside jump shot, particularly in a pick and roll situation and all the way out to the three-point line. But when you look at the Seattle Supersonics, their #1 goal was to get a point guard. They got a great point guard out of UCLA in Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Sam Presti kind of killed that pick.
Great range. If you cut him off at 23 feet, he'll move out to 25. If you cut him off at 25, he can take it out to 27. He's really deep range. It goes beyond NBA range. And I think one of the things that you really love about him is he just knows how to play. He's not only a gifted scorer.
Also, to pause it, I'm sorry, the Knicks are on the clock at 8, right after Curry went. Jordan Hill, lovely pick.
But he knows how to get shots off. He's got a really quick release. He can stop on a dime, and he's got a great understanding of the game, and he loves to play, and that's something that I don't think can be understated. The guy that loves to play is going to be in the gym all the time, and that's the way Stephen Curry is. He's an unusually good passer. He can anticipate defensively.
And he is still like very good on that on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, he's not a great lockdown perimeter defender, but he is good in the passing lanes, and his anticipation is pretty good. As I believe he led the league in steals in like 17 or 18.
Type of player that's a superior athlete that can stay in front of super quick players, but he uses.
Wait, also I want to see Bills' best available. Jordan Hill was one, and the Knicks took Jordan Hill. Oh, I'm like
a superior athlete that can stay in front of super quick players, but he uses his craftiness. He's going to have to improve his decision making a little bit with the ball in his hands, and his shot selection has got to get a little bit better. Last year with Davidson, a bad shot for Stephen Curry was usually better than a good shot for somebody else on his team. And
it sounds like the exact same like Trae Young analysis like from the 2018 draft.
He had to take some chances. I think his decisions will get much better as he goes on and plays more point guard in the NBA.
Obviously not in the passing lanes, but like I feel like just the outside shooting and the bad shot selection possibly being a thing that comes over to the pro level.
From the University of Texas, the most complete perimeter big man since Kevin Garnett. He's got every skill that you want in a player. He can shoot it, he can post, he can rebound. He's got it all, and he's an absolute scoring machine. Faced every defense you could possibly imagine, still scored about 26 points per game, was player of the year, consensus the first ever as a freshman. And his skill set and size fits the current NBA game of speed and skill. He's got it all. And in another year, Fred and Greg, he would have been the first pick. But because Greg Oden's in this draft, the prototype center that's going to be a championship level player, I think he's going to be the second pick.
Damn. Okay, so I guess LeBron is the last one.
Success. The second player from high school selected first overall, Kwame Brown of the Washington Wizards, doing it a couple of years ago. High school.
Wait, I'm confused. So on the left, you could see the round 2. Why does it say J and then Poll?
He's on national TV, and what has been the most impressive
just
to
a
me
J
is how
Bell
he's
thing?
handled the unprecedented hype.
Oh, you know what's amazing to me is we are actually going to see LeBron James jerseys. We're going to see Cleveland Cavalier jerseys in Montana, in LA, in New York, in Chicago.
That's right.
His impact is not just going to be on the court. It's going to be felt all across the landscape of America.
Definitely right.
You know, you got to love this guy, too, in terms of his poise and the way he's really handled himself through all this adversity.
Must improve the jump shot.
It was a great moment
I think that was a thing from him coming out of high school. He was never the best shooter in the NBA, like obviously a top 10 shooter in the NBA, but he's been fine obviously throughout his career. It's LeBron James.
Family, obviously, but also for the city of Cleveland.
And then, Derrick Rose. How could I leave out Derrick Rose?
196-pound guard out of Memphis. Jay, you've been high in this guy.
Yeah, so every one of these MVPs, Giannis was the lowest at 15. And then what? Harden was 3, Westbrook was 4, KD was 2, LeBron was 1, Steph was 7, and Rose was 1.
Well, first 2, he's a winner. We talked about winning 38 games, getting the NCAA championship game last year, but he is not used to losing. And one of I thought the really neat things about Derrick Rose last year is his coach, John Calipari, had to talk him into being more assertive. He was deferring to his older teammates.
Yeah, so 2 MVPs from the 2008 class. I'm sure, like, prior to 2000, that's been happened multiple times. Like, Olajuwon and MJ were in the same draft. They won 2 MVPs and 2 Defensive Player of the Years in the same year as well. But it's just cool to see 2 MVPs coming from the same draft, especially at the same position.
Athlete, a prototype point guard in the NBA. He's got great strength, unbelievable in transition. I really like his ability to get into the lane, whether in half-court or full-court situation, absorb a bump, and creatively finish with strength and athleticism. I mean,
oof. Okay, sorry. I'm going back on this, but like it's not what Jay Bill said. Look at his best available, right? So he's got Michael Beasley, Brook Lopez next to. Then he's got OJ Mayo and Kevin Love, and then DJ Augustine and Jared Bayless. No Russell Westbrook, so he had 3 other guards ahead of Russ. Interesting.
Get up and finish. He can dunk with his elbows when they throw him a lob. I think he's the real thing. He's not a consistent shooter, Jeff, but I think he's going to get that because his shot mechanics are good, and he's such a great athlete.
And I think as important,
great athlete, that's what you got to add.
He establishes some ball pressure defensively. When
I
you're
miss
able to cut off penetration,
I miss you,
you set the tone for the entire team. So to me, it's not just about his offense. It's about the ability to contain dribble penetration.
Well, to me, it's about a tough kid. When you talk about the Chicago Bulls, you watch them last year. This was a fragile team mentally. Here's a guy with his bounce and his swagger. He's going to send a message during tough times. I'm going to put you on your back. Just follow my lead, guys.
So if you saw it at the end, you could see the Stephen A. Smith reaction to European players before or after. If you want to see that, let me know. I will also do, I think there's a Chauncey Billups reaction of like 2014 draft grades, or Jalen Rose, and I think Crispy might have done one of those as well. Just let me know what you want to see next in the comments below, but that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Obviously, these were all top picks in the draft besides Giannis, so they were going to mostly say good things about them. Like, if Anthony Bennett ended up being an MVP, yeah, we would have some stuff to, like, some dirt on some of these analysts. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.